just start drinking, right?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy Alvarez with Truly Real Estate. Today I'm drinking a neutral drink, vodka seltzer, really good. We're here to talk about real estate and also just come in here candidly and have a good time. And then, eventually we would like for you guys to join us, ask questions. We had a first time buyer seminar not too long ago. We had a really good response. So we're back here talking about real estate and enjoying a cocktail at the same time. So we also have Candida Palega, Truly Real Estate, and Janice Carroll with Barrett Financial. So I'm going to pass the baton to Candida.
Hi, everyone. Candida Palega here with Truly Real Estate, Palega and Palega. I'm really glad everybody's watching here. Tonight, I have a Tito's and seltzer water. And we just wanted to kind of follow up and do a spinoff on our overwhelming response that we had from a couple of weeks ago and have this an open forum. So we're going to be talking candidly about today's market and what we think about it. And hopefully, we'll have some people coming on and asking us general questions. So go ahead, Janice.
Wow. You know what? I was always ready to pour myself a drink, and I just realized my husband drank all the tequila last night.
Oh, man, he beat you to it.
I pulled this out because we didn't have any more limes, and so it's like sweet lime stuff. I was going to do without that, but I'm gonna have to run and grab a glass of wine. But I feel like we definitely deserve alcohol because our first time home buyer seminar went so amazing. I knew there was interest out there, but I had no idea how much people were actually going to jump on, because it's kind of scary when people don't know what to ask and it's a little intimidating. So I love that people felt comfortable enough to jump on, and I'm happy to keep doing it.
Definitely.
Thank you, Janice. So why don't you give us a little breakdown right now of where you think interest rates are?
Well, last week we had a significant improvement in pricing. So you probably heard, or you knew already, that rates were in the 8% for a 30-year fixed. And Thursday it showed some improvement, and on Friday it had dropped to 7.125. So nice. Yeah. So, we also got announcement that the feds were no longer going to increase the interest rate. So sorry about that. This is working from home. Can you hear those dogs?
No worries. My toddler might come in here anytime, so it is what it is.
Okay. If you hear the dogs, it's my neighbor's dogs.
No worries. Go get your wine, Janice, if you want some wine. Don't forget.
Oh, I do. I'll be right back.
So that's a big jump from 8 to 7.1. Maybe we might even get into the sixes. That would be amazing. I think once we move to the sixes, we're probably going to see a huge rush of buyers back in the market, don't you think?
Yes. And once we have that, a lot of buyers, they are getting more comfortable with the rates and that they're going to be here for a while. Right. And I think that talking to a lot of first-time home buyers myself, a lot of them are really catching on to the idea and fact that they're marrying the house and dating the interest rate, knowing that interest rates will go down eventually, and the houses are pretty much going to stay where they're at and, not really fluctuate that much. But do we have somebody on right now, Amy?
I do. I have Jasmine on. She sent a chat and I just responded. I said, let us know if you have a question.
Okay.
So Janice, you could either type it in the chat or you could come on their camera, or if you wanted to ask the question over voice, either way.
Okay, got it. They can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, Jasmine. I can hear you.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, totally candid.
Yes, it's fine.
I seen something earlier. I mentioned it to my mom about Rocket Mortgage, saying they have a 3% interest rate that they're offering, and they put down 2% of the down payment. Can you just, and not going, I don't know the specifics of Rocket Mortgages, but can you explain how that works in general with them putting down to 2%? Do you get anything on the back end that, you know, may come through that you have to pay in the long run, or how do those work? That might be a too general question. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It sounds like they might, Janice can add to this, but sometimes I think with Rocket, they package it so appealing on the up and the front side, but maybe there's got to be a catch because 3% rate is not reality right now. There's no way. And they could possibly have some, oh, actually, if it's 3 and 2, that'll put you at 5%. Well, did they say 3% interest or did they say 3% down?
I would have to double check. I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. Maybe it might have been 3, like if you put 3% down and then maybe they have the other 2% to help with, it could be some sort of first time buyer assistance or some type of grant program. I can see that.
Okay.
But the 3%, I don't even know how that's even possible.
Okay. Okay. So another question, just because that's a little generalized and it's off a ad that they're just trying to entice you with.
Sure.
So real life scenario, me and my husband, I would say a year ago, we were probably in the best condition to actually buy. He was in the high 6s, I was in the low 7s. And we had a great savings. But we ended up moving and renting.
Okay.
And in that time, we've acquired a little bit more debt and our savings has dwindled. What could we do in the time being to get ourselves in a position to buy in the next 6 months, if that's what we wanted to do with the interest rates as high as they are?
Do you want to answer that, Janice, or I can?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things, and I apologize. I had audio issues the first question, but a lot of times, so if your savings has dwindled, I know a lot of times doing practice payments, so getting pre-approved and finding out what the mortgage payments are going to be. So if that's, you know, $4,000 a month or $3,000 a month, and start practice making those payments to yourself so that you can start building a savings. So if it's $3,000 a month, and then after 2 months, you'll have 6,000, right? And so on. And that will obviously help you with your savings, but give you the confidence that you can make the payments at the higher interest rate. Because that's really right now, we've got, you know, still down payment assistance programs that go up to 100% financing and closing costs. But the rates are just higher with all of the programs. And so, you know, being confident that you could make those payments for the long run, if that's, you know, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, if the interest rates don't go down and allow you to refinance before that time. But yeah, that would be, you know, just kind of the best approach is if you find a house in with a good price range that take advantage of the 100% financing that we have available, just as long as you can, you know, comfortably afford to make those payments, then you'll be able to get in on the real estate action now, and when the market, you know, turns.
To possibly, when Janice says to be comfortable, there's always ways to help you make the payments. You know, you could rent, you can get a roommate a short period of time. You don't have to think, you know, oh my God, I'm gonna have somebody living with me forever. You know, just have somebody living with you for a year or two, and you could have it midterm. There's so many different options out there now that are to help you sustain this higher mortgage payment until interest rates come down, and then you could refinance. And then guess what? Once they refinance, once you refinance and then everybody else is in the market trying to buy all these houses because the interest rates are lower, you've already bought your house. And then you're possibly going to cash in on the equity and pick up another house and, you know, take out a refinance that one, pick up a loan on it, and then buy another house. So you'll be ahead of the game.
Also, I just want to add, Jasmine, that with debt, what happens when you get pre-qualified, if there's a possibility, you don't have to be debt free completely, but if it's possible you can get your debt down as much as possible, then your what they call DTI will be lower, and then you will be approved for more. So depending on where you want to buy and how much mortgage you're looking to get, what you're comfortable in as far as payment, paying down the debt will allow you to get a higher purchase price with the lender. And then the other thing I just wanted to add, and we've talked about this before, and we can go into it further in a different conversation, but there's the buy down. So there's the 3-2-1 buy downs. And right now you are finding opportunities where sellers will do a credit towards that 3-2-1 buy down. So basically that buys down your rate the first year 3 points. So if rates are at 8%, the first year your rate will be at 5. So, and the seller, you can ask for a seller credit to do that. And so that will kind of help you, because moving costs and all the things that you have to pay for up front when you move, it really can be super helpful. But again, like Janice said, what you want to remember is make sure you're comfortable with that payment once you get to that last year. So the first year it'll be down 3 points, the second year it'll be down 2 points, and then the last year will be down 1 point. And then you're going to go back to the current interest rate that you're locked in at for that 30-year loan. So yeah, so we can go over it more. But that's also another way to get into a house with affordable payments in the beginning.
Perfect. And if you were to get into one of those 3-2-1 buy downs, is that the correct verbiage?
Yes.
In the meantime, if interest rates went down even 2% nationally, could you refinance and get out of that, or are you locked into that for that time period?
I'll take that one. I love that question
It's a good question.
You totally can refinance. And the best part of it is the interest rate buy down is funded by the seller, meaning that they've taken a portion of money and put it into the escrow account for you. And if you were to refinance before you used up all that money that the seller allocated for you, that money would go back to you and it would break. So when you go to refinance, your loan amount would be smaller.
Awesome.
It goes towards the principal, right, Janice? It doesn't go in her pocket, but it goes towards the principal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I had a client that actually looked into something like that yesterday, and she was looking into that program with Rocket Mortgage, and she was under the impression that you could never refinance for the life of the loan. I don't believe she was looking into it properly. So really look into it and make sure the lender that you're dealing with gives you good information and you ask those questions just so you're completely clear on it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of misinformation out there. So trusting and understanding your lender and asking the questions is the key.
Perfect. I think I have one more question before I stop bombarding you guys.
No, these are such good questions, Jasmine.
And do you have a drink with you?
I do. I'm drinking Chardonnay.
Oh, nice.
But I have my toddler on the counter, so I won't. He's not drinking the Chardonnay.
That's perfect.
So I know every year they come out with new FHA guidelines and loans and grants. What time of the year do those come out, and when is the best time to try to get in on those?
Did you say FHA grants?
Yes.
You know, it's kind of hard to tell because grants come from the state, from the county, from the city sometimes. So it could just happen whenever, the fiscal year starts or just whenever they've been approved for the budget. I would say the best time to start is right away. There is a good website out there called downpaymentassistance.org, which lists a whole bunch of different down payment assistance programs that are available in different areas. You can always take a look at that. And generally the most popular ones that are not limited to or constrained by a budget and that are funded all the time are like the CalHAFA and the GSFA programs.
Perfect. Okay, great.
Which are available right now.
Janice, that's a really good point. The ones that are available right now are the ones that should be mostly targeted to, because the other ones, you're kind of playing a waiting game for those to come. And then if you're not in there and ready to buy and you have the house when they hit the general public, then you may miss out on them. By the time they come around and you're ready, the funding's gone. So to know the ones that are here now and you could possibly get in on them, I feel are the best ones to take advantage of. What do you think, Janice?
I totally agree. And to that point, Cal Hafford, Monday, wait, is today Monday?
Yes.
Cal Hafford,
Glasses of wine have you had, Janice?
right? Busted.
What day is it? Yeah.
So it must have been Friday. Friday they did release some notes to their board meeting, and they did give a little bit more information about the second June for All that's coming out. They confirmed, the amount, which is fine, but they did already announce that they were going to do a reduction in income participation, right? So income restrictions have been lowered. The biggest thing is that it's going to be a lottery. So it's not going to be, right, as long as you took care of your certification, that it's not guaranteed. There was a couple other things that were important to take note of, but
did you mention that the FHA increased their loan limit?
I didn't. The conforming loan amount did, and most of our lenders are jumping on board to doing the 750. So that's awesome.
That's huge. Yeah, that's huge.
It really is. So $1 makes a difference, but being able to do the conforming loan limit to 750,000 is really going to help out keeping interest rates lower.
Yeah.
And avoid a jumbo loan with.
Can you give a scenario, something like that in a certain county where the loan limits were lower and now they're higher? Can you give any type of general scenario?
Was it San Joaquin? San Joaquin was one of them. It got boosted, right? And Jasmine, you're in San Joaquin, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't have it offhand, but like San Joaquin, of course. I mean, if the normal conforming loan limit is going to be 750. So do you know what it was before in San Joaquin?
I'm looking up what it is now. So we have.
I don't think it was anywhere near 750.
Yeah, that's huge, right?
So conforming loan limit in this year is 726,200.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty high in San Joaquin.
It's actually higher than it used to be. I think prior it was in the 6s.
Yeah, I did a FHA loan there a couple of years ago, and I want to say it was way lower than that. So now up to 750, that'll buy a really nice house in San Joaquin County, especially in those really hot areas like Lathrop, River Island, like Manteca, where their houses are a lot more. And for the buyers that were in the FHA program, they're cutting short on that.
So, and just to confirm, just so Jasmine understands that, so it's basically loan limit. You can do FHA up to that amount. Otherwise, you have to put down 20%, correct?
Yeah. Well, you have to keep your loan amount at that amount. So now it's going to be just 750,000 now. So
can she do? So she could do 3.5% down at the 7, like if the loan limit is 726, then she's allowed to do FHA on that loan limit, right?
Yeah. And so I think 726 might have been 2023, right? So moving forward, 2024 is going to be 750, which means that the purchase price is a little bit higher, I think. Right. 750 would be 3.5 or 96.5. Let me just give you a calculation.
So so that would be so you'd probably want to stay at the 750, Jasmine, but that makes a difference, because if last year if it was in the 600s and now you can go as high as 750 with 3.5% down, it makes a big difference on your house options.
Yeah, I'll let you go up to 777.
777, really?
Yeah, on an FHA loan. Yeah,
interesting.
So
lucky number.
Would you recommend? I don't think that we would be approved at this moment, but just to kind of see where we are, would you recommend talking to a loan officer like you, Janice, and seeing where we are to have a game plan of where to go and the steps to take to possibly be ready, or draw out some type of roadmap?
Yeah, absolutely, because you have to know, right? It sometimes it could be credit, and just getting your credit run and making sure that there's nothing on there that you need to work on. And calculating out your budget and just making sure yeah, that you're prepared for it. The sooner the better.
So that's really good advice. I gave that advice to probably 3 or 4 of my first time home buyers this week, or no, we're on Monday. So it would have been last week, telling them, like, go to talk to a lender right now, find out where you're at, because once you're ready, or once you think you're ready, you may not be ready. But if you start now,
Mhm.
then
It'll be better.
yeah, you know what steps you need to take to get there when you feel you're comfortable to that leap.
Yeah. So I'd love to talk to you, Jasmine.
Oh, perfect. Oh, yes, I'll definitely give you a call. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Jasmine, for all your questions. Those were so good.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Good luck on your home journey.
Thank you.
So, ladies, what are you guys cooking tonight for dinner?
Good question. I do not know, to be honest, because I've been on the run all day.
Well, you've been on the run for business or for pleasure all day?
Well, to be honest, I didn't have daycare today, so I took my son to, there's a place in Livermore called Love to Play, and it's
Uh-huh.
basically like a big play structure inside a warehouse, but they have Wi-Fi. So I went
Yeah.
and I worked, and he ran around and, had a great time and made friends, and then I worked on, work stuff while I was there.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah, so
awesome.
that's like the perfect place.
Right?
Yeah. So I
So
was
tonight,
there for hours.
oh, that's good. That's really good. So tonight I'm being hosted by Tito's Vodka, and then I made some homemade lasagna the other night, and I it. So every couple of times during the month, I make a bunch of meals and I freeze them. And then when I don't feel like cooking, or
You're
I'm
busy.
yeah, I pull them out of the freezer and then I stick them in the oven. So I have a lasagna in there, and then I have something different because my other son, he called me today and he was like, "Mom, I'm not feeling well. Can you make me some soup?" So I'm making him some soup. So that's my dinner plans. But in the meantime, Amy, you didn't even notice I cut my hair.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I was like, I talked to you this morning. You didn't even notice. Look at
You
it.
have a lot of layers.
I do. Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
looks
yeah.
good. Okay, so Candida cuts her own hair. And also, by the way, FYI, you guys, I think we have about 5 minutes and then this is going to shut off.
All right. So Janice, what do you have on the stovetop for dinner?
Oh, I wish I could have told you. We have nothing.
The life of a busy lender and real estate agent. Candida's the only
Right.
one
Yeah.
that cooks.
Only because my kids are spoiled.
No, I know.
Yeah,
Jason
no, you're
actually
an
cooked last night.
awesome cook.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so we have leftover enchiladas. I'm pretty sure that's what we're eating.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Candida
And
is Candida, you could be like have your own restaurant. Seriously.
Yeah,
I've actually
I know.
heard that before, but I'm not down for it. I bought the mini lamb chops from Costco, and I have them marinated in an Indian mixture that I found somewhere on YouTube. So I'm
Janice,
gonna
wipe your mouth. Wipe your mouth.
God.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
throw. So I have lamb
I
chops.
was so into it. I was like, oh my God.
So I have lamb chops I'm going to be grilling tomorrow, and I bought naan bread, and then I'm going to make a coconut curry sauce.
Hey, we're coming over.
So I'll video it and show you guys. But in the meantime, I'm having Tito's. And
Dude,
then
Candida, I just came up with an idea for you. You should make a channel or like a YouTube that says Cooking with Candida and talking real estate.
CC.
Cooking with
Cooking with
Candida. Do
maybe
it.
next, yeah, maybe
Get your
next
little
time.
tripod, videotape it. That'd be good.
Actually,
Yeah.
a lot of people doing that, and I'm like, I really could, but I don't know. In my own head.
Yeah.
I think it's so cute when they do that. I would literally cut my finger off trying to like prep stuff and
So
yeah,
So
that's
good.
cool.
Wait, say it again.
what did you do today, Janice?
Oh, so I ran around. I had my first meeting in Martinez this morning, and I didn't make it back to the office till about 2. Yeah. So just working, taking lots of pre-approvals.
Good.
Oh, that's really good.
Janice
Yeah.
All
got
right.
2 in contract last week.
Right on. Woo, woo, woo. Were they first time home buyers?
One was not and one was. Yeah.
Oh, for them. And where were those at?
One's in Hercules and one's in Richmond.
Oh,
Nice.
very nice. Good,
Awesome.
good. I'm so happy
Yeah.
for homeowners or new homeowners.
Yeah, and fortunately, they had only the one that just got on a contract on Friday. They'd only been looking for 4 months, and they got a really good deal. So I'm
Oh,
excited for
good.
them. Mm-hmm. It's
So, do you get any first-time homebuyer programs for the first-time homebuyers?
You know what? They did not do a first time home buyer. They're putting 20% down, but this in the area that they're buying it, so it's really exciting because the house itself is maybe 1,700 square feet up top. But in this area, they all redo the bottom. It's the basement, which is the exact same square footage as the upstairs. And they either turn it into this big fat game room or in an ADU to send, rent it out. But yeah, so it's exciting. It's exciting.
Hey,
And
I'm really glad you brought up ADUs. I think our next real talk should be about ADUs because that is, other than interest rates and where housing market is, ADUs are so top of mind. And if people can, get a property that has an ADU already there or find out ways to put them on their property, that is amazing. Because
yeah,
that you want residual income, that's where it's at.
I
it,
saw
yeah,
Walmart literally is selling houses for $10,000. They're teeny houses. Also, I don't know if it was Walmart and then somewhere else. You can buy a teeny house for like
Home
$10,000.
Depot.
Put it on your
Yeah.
property. Home
Oh,
Depot, yes.
no, that's
Um,
so I was looking into that as well. And I actually have somebody who has a friend that refurbishes mobile homes in Los Angeles, moves them here, 2 bedroom, 2 bath mobile homes, completely refurbished, and then puts them on their land. So you don't need a permit to do that because it's a home. And he is renting them out for $2,000 a month.
yeah, that's so true. So true.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that. And FHA just recently changed it where you can, so we know that you've been able to count rental income from duplexes and triplexes, but now they're allowing a borrower to be able to count income from an ADU on a single family home. Huge.
So does that ADU have to be attached or detached? Because that actually came up in a question with a buyer this week.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have it neither. It does not have to be attached. It could be a separate building in the backyard. It just has
How
to have
about
its own.
in the garage?
Whoa, can it be in the garage? That's a good question. I guess if it comped out, I mean, they'd have to make the adjustments for
Yeah,
no longer having in a garage. But yeah, if it comps out, if they
yeah.
crazy to do that, yeah. As long as it has the minimum requirements for the ADU, which is like a minimum square footage and then having its own entrance and exit, right? And a
And
separation wall.
and then do they have to show like certain amount of rental history? Like if the previous owners had it rented, they have to show 12 months or
You know,
if they,
that's such a good question because right now the answer is no. The answer is that they do not have to have any rental history or anything like that. Whether that's going to change in the future,
yeah,
I've actually heard that it's possible that they'll make those changes.
yeah. But people who are looking to buy and can't really afford right now, or excuse me, they're not comfortable with the payments, they could easily have an ADU in their garage,
To
rent that.
help offset it.
Yeah, no, for real. Or a house that already has it with the income possibilities already there is just amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's a great time. It's a
Hmm.
great time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question. That's a good point, Candida. We could talk about ADUs more because
Mhm.
there's so much information. And
Yeah.
even if you have an existing home and you want to put it on your lot, you just don't even know where to start.
Hmm.
So we
Hmm.
got 1 minute, guys. I think this was actually really, really good. And I think that
Me too.
Jasmine's questions were excellent. And I'm looking forward to doing this again with you guys.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to chime on next week, we are open for conversation about interest rates, ADUs, about the housing market, or what we're cooking for dinner, either tonight or last week. Message
Or
us.
what we're drinking.
Oh yeah, we're
Cheers.
drinking. Yeah. Cheers,
Bye,
ladies.
you guys.
Cheers.
Happy
Bye.
Monday. Have a good week, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.